I'm Jonathan. So basically, technology consultant, helping small businesses improve their digital marketing and productivity. And we have a two-part presentation today, which I'm excited for. One is an updated of my digital marketing masterclass from last year. We're updating it with 2024 with what are the new funnels? How are people making money online? How are they turning clicks into sales? And then on part two, I'm going to go into basically, I'm going to call it my 100x productivity framework, where basically what are the tools or apps that we need to use so that we can work smarter, not harder. We could do things in an hour what would take others months to do, basically. So I have a really cool case study I'm excited to share about that. And the super thing, since it's just us, feel free to stop me along the way. If you have questions, definitely bring them up so that I could tailor it. Because the nice thing about this webinar is, one, it's just us, so that I could really tailor it around your business and stuff like that. So you get, it's like one-on-one extra too, which is nice. So how, as a small, new, or existing business, how can I get 10, 20, 30, or more predictable sales appointments every single month with, man, I hate posting content. That is a waste of time. I hate cold calling. That is a whole numbers game and it's very hard and difficult to scale. And then referrals we're seeing dry up. So 2024, how are people making money online? Who is this for? Basically, if you sell a local service, if you have a product, if you want to basically if you want to make money online in any way or generate leads outside of your local geography, basically, this is going to help you show you all the cool things. This is just like, hey, I'm going to share some cool things. I just do this, blah, blah, blah. Cool. Struggles. At the end of the day, what we're seeing is ad money is not returning the ROI that we really want. It's starting to dry up. We're posting tons of content, but not seeing the ROI from posting content. So it's just a time suck. Referrals are not consistent. Sometimes they pick up, sometimes they dry away. And then lastly, attending networking events, that's very hard to scale, basically. So what is the new way, which basically goes into my simplified 4-step process, basically. And this is basically the 4-step process that I take brand new clients through, and basically to focus their product or service, separate all their, basically take a business, take all their products or services, sequence them in a way so that you have a low ticket starting off that brings in a lot of people in the door consistently every month. And then you have a systemized backend that will continue to upsell customers so that you can generate cash flow every month to pay back your ads so you could outspend your competition. Because at the end of the day, whoever can spend more in marketing will win. So it's like that's where we want to build up our lifetime value for our customers so that we get outspend in marketing and pretty much take more market share. Yeah, value ladder offer. Let's dive into it. Precision targeting. A lot of businesses want to, we do this for everyone. Or at a barbershop, he's like, after we did his market analysis, which was men in their 30s, basically men 25 to 40 that needed a haircut, and then maybe I would say like boys, but we eliminated kids. And then he does shaves, beards, haircuts, and stuff. He comes to me and then eventually wants to open up, I want to do women. And I'm like, ooh, oh boy. So anytime you separate or you go outside that ideal customer, everything in marketing, you just killed your conversions, basically. And a great example is you want to be very hyper targeted about who is that ideal client that you want to serve and bring in. It's going to make it very easy for your marketing to go and find them and to test the conversions. And so basically we don't want to boil the whole ocean. We want to figure out who is that specific. And I do this with my clients. 3 questions. Who is that one specific person? For example, out of a fitness coach, she helps women in their 40s lose 10 to 20 pounds in 90 days. That's an elevator statement. So one pitch, one sentence, you already know who she is, who she helps, and what she does. And so basically that's that 3 steps. Who is that one specific person? Because what they're looking for in your marketing material, basically, which is the images and the testimonies when they review or when they do their due diligence on you, they're looking for people that literally look like them. If I'm a 40-year-old woman, I better see 40-year-old women that are getting a successful testimony or result, basically. If I see, and a great example is Fit Body Bootcamp only serves women over 40 and markets them a 45-minute workout without all the heavy intensive, like a CrossFit kind of thing. They stole a bunch of market share from 24-hour fitness and all of those gyms just because they hyper targeted on a specific avatar and only serve them. So when you go to, actually, this is cool. Well, when you go to their website, their landing page is just a 1 minute video, and it shows just those types of people in that. And all it does is increases conversions. Because at the end of the day, we're trying your web pages, your content, everything you do has 5 seconds to grab the person's attention and get them to take some action at the end of the day. And then what is the specific problem that you solve? And this is where we can stack your services and stuff like that. So because they're coming in and they use this thing for marketing, when they're like, hey, they're like, I send them emails, but they're not ready to buy. They have objections and they're not ready to buy. They make all excuses and not ready to buy. It's the reason why is your product is not a priority right now in their life. And what is that priority? Meaning they have lots of other competing priorities. They have the kids, they have family, they have work. But until, say, for example, that toilet breaks, then all of a sudden fixing the toilet becomes a number one priority where you're on the phone, you're looking for, I don't care who, what, Google reviews, doesn't matter. Get this thing fixed. I got a party that I need to attend. So we want to be very specific about what is that problem that you help them, that transformation, because and it really is only going to be mostly in your front end offer. Basically, all of this is basically to craft what I call a Groupon offer. So a mafia offer so good that they would be stupid to say no. If there's sales, basically, if you're getting lots of objections, it usually comes down to anything that they say. Three reasons why they're not the decision maker. They have to ask their spouse or their boss for the capital. Two, they don't have access. They just don't have the money right now. And then they don't have access to credit too. And then third, it's not a high priority in their life kind of thing. But once you meet all those right things, the right person, and they have the money, and it's a high priority, they've had this back problem for weeks, and finally you're the doctor that can finally cure it, they will spend any money for you to come in and fix that problem. There's no sales at the end of the day. They're like, yes, please help me with this. Priorities. How do you find out if your or your service or one of your services is going to be a high priority for a client? And you ask the question of what are the top 3 things that keep them up at night? One of those 3 things, toothache, they've had blurry vision, and their work depends on their vision, for example. And they may lose their job, may be at risk. They're a truck driver, for example. So there's some priority that's going to, like, eventually over the course of till this problem gets solved, it will escalate. It will turn into an urgent priority, and that's where you want to meet them. There's no sales after that. It's literally, hey, you have this problem, and you've had it for how long, and you tried A, B, C, and it didn't get you the result. Of course, because you're missing B, and that's why my business or practice solves that for you. So please come in. We have a 50% off discount for your first offer to just try us out. Brand new, just try us out, and if you like it, great. We have many other things to help continue to serve you, basically. Nice. Where are your customers hanging out? Where would I put a digital billboard to put my ads or my Groupon offer in front of clients, so that I could get a direct response for them to claim the coupon, for example? That's going to be the easiest for all your marketing is just one mafia Groupon offer to bring people in. That's basically all you're crafting. So where are they hanging out? Mostly everything's going to be Instagram. If they're between 25 to 40, if they're above 40, they're going to be on Facebook. And if they're across all the board, basically, then they're going to be basically all on TikTok. I would not discount TikTok as a marketing strategy. You have to just have the right type of content for the medium, because everything now is video. Video is now the most mandatory form of content or communication that you're going to be using to communicate your value to your customers and stuff like that. And then I'm going to also put offline. Yes, ads are going to get more expensive in 2024. Facebook, and basically you're just spending on Facebook, Instagram, and Google as far as your ad campaign, basically. So there is also offline. And this is where I'm going to challenge, because then if you crack this code, you don't have to pay for ads anymore, and you get leads for free. And there's 2 ways to do it. One, which I really like, is events. Now that you know that ideal avatar, they know the likes, the industry, what they want, their desires, all of that. How can you craft a event that would attract those types of people? Because what you're trying to do is get one to many. You're trying to fill your business on one day or event, just like this, a one to many, so that you can do a sales presentation. Your VSL, your video sales letter, is what's going to, in 1 minute, 5 minutes, 40 minutes, going to communicate your value and then pitch an offer for them to take action on. But you want to like gather them local. It's like offline is really lucrative in the sense is, but, and then think of other products or businesses or products or services that the customer is going to either buy before or after yeah, before or after you, that may or may not be non-competing, because then you could go to those local businesses and solicit basically you could set up a referral program with them. So hey, any clients that you referral, I'll kick you back cheaper than what it would cost you for ads. You could send them $50, $100 for every lead, because it would be cheaper and more efficient than running a whole ad campaign and trying to do conversions and managing. Nah. So every business has a suite of products and services. And of course, you want to sell them all. But one's for one avatar and another's for another avatar. One buys this one day, but this one won't get bought till 6 months later, or something like that. So this is called the value ladder. This is organizing all your products or services in a hierarchy based on price, so cheapest at the bottom, most expensive at the top, and then time to value. Cheapest, but man, is do it yourself. You have to do a lot of the work, so that's the free content. And then there's the one-on-one coaching, which is on the higher ends, for example. So you want to structure your services or products in a value ladder. And I really like this one because your first step is going to be your free lead magnet. No more PDFs, no more landing pages, no more guides. Everyone's burnt out from that. People don't like funnels anymore, even in 2024. It's just funny. So your free lead magnet is actually live seminars, live weekly webinars. You have to create a live weekly webinar to get one to many in the room so that you could close a percentage of that, basically. But this now is done through your free content. They're going to consume your free content. Then your price. So there's 3 tiers. There's a low ticket and a low ticket. The low ticket is priced between $20 and $49. That's going to be like a book that they buy on Amazon that you authored, or basically a 1 hour video course that you've pre-recorded and maybe a couple PDFs, for example. That's something like for $20 to $49. The next tier would be from $97 to like $197, basically. These are the 2 tiers that you're basically going to test and test your Groupon style offers to bring people in. And what they're doing is basically you're bringing them in at a low ticket so they could test 2 things. They're going to test, because right now everyone's getting scammed online. Everyone's like burnt out, like not getting the value for their money and getting ripped off and stuff. So they're testing 2 things with you. So first one is they're testing trust. They're going to say, hey, if I give you $50, are you going to scam me, or am I going to get 3 times more value back from that investment? That's going to be the first tier. They're like, oh my God, I got all this for $50. This is wild. I can't wait to see your higher ticket non-marked up prices, or marked up full price, basically, on the back end, because you're making all your money on the back end. Second, what they're doing is they're testing, the value, basically. So am I going to get scammed? Are you trustworthy? And am I going to get 3 times more value from this low ticket? And if so, great. I'm willing to invest more capital if you could solve my one specific problem, basically. Then you get into the higher ticket stuff. Here's a good example of a dentist coming in for a cheap, low cost Groupon style teeth cleaning, because at the end of the day, there's no selling. You have to think of some type of, if you could find the product on Groupon, that's why I call it the Groupon offer, basically. If you could find that style or type of offer or something in your niche that people are selling on Groupon, use that as your low ticket, basically. You're basically 50% discounting a product or service that the customer is already shopping for, basically. The reason why is they don't have to know about your business. They don't have to look at your reviews, and they don't care about any of those things. They just want that offer at that discount, basically. But once they come in, that's where you're in 30. A great example is Alex Hermosi for Gym Launch, where he's like, how do I increase the lifetime value of new gym members that enroll? So he enrolls them into a $4.99 60-day program on Monday. On that following Thursday, 3 days later, they are automatically enrolled in a second discovery or sales, basically sales call, but that is for nutrition consultation, where they will upsell all the supplements, basically. So products that they have a markup, where they're not selling their service, but they're selling products at a higher markup, which will increase the profit and the lifetime value of the customer in just 5 days. But the customer, you're picking from two different wallets. The two different things that you have to consider is they can't come from the same wallet. They've already spent the fitness workout monthly plan budget, but then you're going into their grocery budget for the supplements, and that's how you have to think of the next product. Is like, what can you sell next in a 5-day period to automatically enroll them in another free consultation, where you're going to do that second upsell. And then you would have a downsell. You're like, great, if they don't want all the product, we have a low ticket, $97, get a entry pack that you'll make an extra $50, $100, $200 or something like off, because you're trying to increase the amount of money that you get within the first 30 days so that you can pay off the credit or pay off your ads so that you can spend more on ads and get more people in that 30-day period. Quick thing about cost per or daily budgets on ads, you have to be spending minimally, I would say, $40 to start seeing like really, or start to invest in online ads, Google, Instagram, or Facebook. Google, Instagram, or Facebook. You're looking at least minimally $40. Anything under, you're just going to take a longer time for you to get the ROI of just like 5 to 10 leads a day just coming in for you to work your sales process. Pro tip also, this is probably the most $1 million tip right here. Make the process non-technology, more human and simple for the customers, in the sense of do not automate. So what does that mean, John? That sounded really weird. So basically, let me tell you a story. The entire barber industry got sold on a booking app that they said, hey, your customers don't have to interact with you, don't have to call your business, don't have to like go to your fancy website. All they have to use is our cool booking app you just put a button on your website and they go to this booking funnel. And then they're now a booked customer automatically, and you, the barber, basically don't have to deal with sales calls. Every barber that bought that tool is losing 80% of revenue. If you have a booking link on your website and you expect your customers to book on your calendar on a website, you're lost 80% of revenue that you could have made, just instantly wiped out. What that means is we're finding that users are not tech savvy. What we're as quickly and bare bones as all the websites, all the funnels, anything that you build, it has one job. It shows for 5 seconds, convinces them through a video, and asks for their email or their phone number. That's every funnel, every landing page, everything you're doing is just that one process kind of thing. Because on your back end is where you're going to make your sales. Your sales are done in your follow-up. The lead marketing just says, hey, if you have this problem, give me your phone number and email, and I'll give you more information. Boom, they come in. Now it's your sales team's responsibility, which literally, as soon as we fix ads and the new business is starting to get 100 leads a month, they now have another problem where they need to hire an appointment setter or a salesperson to manage the CRM, follow up with them every single day, and then they're either going to have some questions which you can supplement with a giant FAQ page as they come in and you're like, yeah, we get a lot of questions and they're always asking these same things. Put them in an FAQ page and then give it to every new customer that comes in. Hi, thank you for joining. Here's our comment, ask a question, has everything you want to know about it. And that's going to decrease the amount of sales. Then they'll go, their interest, they want to take the 50% offer, usually one or two conversations about questions that they have. And then last is manually booking to an appointment. You're literally asking them, are you free on Tuesday or Thursday? Not sending them like a calendar link saying, hey, you guys, it's all automated AI. We want all of it is done in manual follow-up, basically. So Offers, at the end of the day, this is just a great offer where it's a framework. Um, how to solve problem in Y time without having to do Z pain point, basically. So how to achieve some results. So how to read 300% faster. How fast? 30 days, 90 days, 60 days, an hour? How long? Oh, 21 days. Because customers want to know what's the time commitment. They want to know what's the end result, what's the Maui trip. You're not going to tell them about TSA or that. You're going to say, you're going to come to Maui. It's only going to take an hour. Great. And it's only going to cost you $49. Or here's 197. Any public facing pricing on your website should be less than 197. All your higher ticket stuff should be on the back end and very expensive. But your low ticket, again, you only have two tiers. $20 to $49 as one, and then another you'll get a lot of volume with that for people coming in, and again, some percentage will continue on for the upsell. And then the second is the $97 to $197. So if you could bundle two really good sexy offers, bundle it, two products and discount them, because you'll make your money on the back end right after that product full price too, and some percentage will take that. Every business is a commodity, or every product and service eventually becomes a commodity. So how do you stand out between your market and competition? That's what this is basically what's called the value stack. Your customers are so smart. They know your product, service, the technology you're using, why you're different than your competitors. They know all of that already. They know the pricing, where they could get it cheaper, and they're all tech savvy. They're all so. How do you differentiate your product or service versus all the others, or take any of your products or suites and increase the life or the perceived value of it? And that's what's called the value stack. And the value stack basically says, what are the 4 steps that you're going to take a new client? Actually, I like this example better. What are the 4 steps? There we go. What are the 4 steps that you're going to take a client from start to end result testimonial? They're going to, like, this one's a productivity course. So step 1, we're going to teach you just how to wake up productive. We're not going to give you the last step, the business growth training program. That's step 4. Wait for that later. But this is step 1. We're going to achieve this. Step 2, we're also achieve this. So basically you're breaking out the steps, and then the types of things that you can upsell. One is you can do videos, so pre-recorded videos of additional value. You could do PDFs, cheat sheet guides, stuff that they can use to quickly, I call them booster packs, templates. And then, because you're not trying to sell more of service time, you're trying to supplement it with physical products, and digital assets like digital files, for example, because they're scalable. And you could charge your one-on-one hour, your service at the very top. But you're like, you're getting this, and this. Social media funnel. This is the newest part. Websites are dead in 2024. That's my prediction. I've done so many sales calls with business owners, and like, customers hate funnels. They're all 2024 or 2023 burnt out every customer on very high ticket services. So there won't be any there. All the high ticket coaches, they're going to be in the job market pretty soon, if not already. Second is websites and funnels and complicated funnels. Gone, dead. I'll show you the most simplest landing page. That's what's happening now. Basically, websites has a bunch of links, has a bunch of rooms. Customer comes in, they don't know what door to take. So we want everything in marketing is just simplifying the messaging and simplifying the action that I want them to take, so I can measure it. Funnels are even now gone per se. This is now the social media funnel. One is, yes, you have your Google reviews, but more importantly, where your customers are going to do their due diligence is on your social media profiles, your Facebook and your Instagram. Instagram is going to be higher priority. Facebook is going to be down second priority. If we break down, this is a case study in and of itself. There are 5 elements to a profile, because your profile just replaced the function of a website. So all the main functions that you would have on the website now are simplified in a more simple user interface, Instagram, but achieves the same result in your sales funnel. What does that mean? One is you have your elevator statement. I help X with Y problem in Z time. Then you have a call to action. If you want to get started, send me a DM. That's replacing fill out this form basically on your website. Then you have your free lead magnet, which is not a PDF or not a video guide. Everything now is video. And then, more importantly, if you can do live weekly live seminars, that's amazing, great. Then next level, take it a step farther, is 20-minute lives on the social media platforms. So you just go live one day, 20 minutes, boom. I'm going to show you today's tip. Great to meet you, guy, or great to meet you, done. Join me Saturday for where we're going to learn more about XYZ. That's getting people off the platform so you have their contact information so you can follow up with them. Your highlight reel just has two things. One, your video sales letter. This is you're answering 9 questions. Basically, your salesperson should know these 5 questions in this order to answer them. Basically, who do we help? How do we help them? Why we're different, or why our process is different. Testimonies or case studies, and then call to action. These are the 3 steps that to get started with our business. Those are going to answer all the questions that usually a customer is going to have, and it's usually all done in a video. And it's not even, I would not even go high production. I would not even hire like a crazy video. I would just get your phone and just you authentically just recording it off your phone, done, post it on YouTube, throw it on your landing page. You're done, basically. You don't have to get crazy in the sense of that. And then results, testimonials. And these are great to act as like a montage of just testimonials. So they'll be the same as if they're reading basically your Google reviews, but now it's in video form. It's on a platform because they don't want to leave the platform. They don't want to go to Google. They hate Google. They don't want to go to Google and play with Google. It's too complicated. They hate websites. Websites are too complicated. They want to stay on Instagram or Facebook or TikTok and determine if you're trustworthy and they want to do business. So it's all just basically, instead of the internet, now it's one social media platform, but functions the same. And we're saying, and then results. Your top 3 pins function the same. First one's another VSL, 1 minute VSL. TikTok killed attention span, so everything's 1 minute. 1 minute VSL. Another could be testimonials. And then third is marketing your free webinar, free seminar, free come in, meet me for an hour. Because what they're doing, 2 ways that they're going to consume an hour to determine if they want to do business with you. Because they need to expend at least 1 to 3 hours with you for them to determine, are you trustworthy for me to do business with you, basically. They're going to do it 1 of 2 ways. 1, consume your content. If your tips are good, they'll binge it. And you can highlight reel. Do a highlight reel of your free tips, and then they'll just binge that. Super easy. But the most important one is going to be second, a seminar. Seminars are never going to go out of business. Basically, it's really crafting that hook and the 3 things they're going to learn to get them come in. It's all marketing. It's all crafting that offer. Do you struggle with this? We talk about these 3 solutions, and 2 of them you've never heard about. So please come in for this 1-hour seminar. We're going to teach you all the things you want to learn. But what they're doing is basically spending an hour so they can build the know, like, and trust. That's all. And then it's sales process at the very end. You're just pitching. That's awesome. That landing page, when you click on the link, this is as sophisticated as your website would be, where basically landing page, video, and that video is literally, this is how basic you have to, like, consumers are there. You have to literally walk them through step by step what you want to do. And this is as simplified as you want to get them. Literally your time. Hey, step 1, watch the video. Most of them won't watch the video. Step 1, watch the video. Great. In 11 minutes, here's our video sales letter. Everything you're going to want to know. And because that VSL, you can do a 1-minute version, a 10-minute version, or a 1-hour version are going to be the 3 different variations that you're going to say or do in front of prospects to convert them to do business on your low ticket offer, basically. And step 2, apply. There's no products, services, checkout, or about. No, here's our video, step button if you're interested. And that button would just say, give me your phone number and email. That has 5 seconds. That's all. That's as sophisticated as websites are, that will convert high. If you don't have that, that's going to suck. These, at the very end, if you put your email, I'll give you the slides too. So, and then in the slides, these are 4 of probably the best. All of these video sales letter presentation webinars, basically, all made $1 million in a day. they all printed money, but they honed, they practiced, they refined, they did 100 reps of these like back to back practice, refine, so that it's so polished. That one webinar is so polished that if you get enough people in the room, it's going to have not just a 1% conversion is usually like Shopify. Everything online, if you're lucky to get a higher than a 1% conversion, you're doing really good. But for webinars, they usually close anywhere from 20 to 60%, basically on how good is that offer. And it becomes the same speech every week. It doesn't change. It becomes the same script. So we're going to review, looking good on time. Nice. We're going to review the 4 things that you need to basically to turn clicks into sales online or to do digital marketing. Let's review. Number 1, being hyper targeted about that specific person, specific problem, and that one specific solution that you could get them in that time, in a 30 days, 20 days, 9 days. Man, I was funnel hacking one industry, and they were compressing everything to, we could get you this result in 24 hours. And then another competitor was like, we could get it. Oh yeah, it was a small business loan industry. And when I funnel hacked it, they all had a survey that we can tell you your application. One could do it in a day, one could do it in an hour, one could do it in a minute. And it's like that time frame, because customers really want to know. And say, for example, the gym. If you're advertising a gym that's more than an hour, customers that's not in demand right now. So you want to find out what's in demand, and basically the theme for the demand is, can you save your customers time? They will actually pay more if you could get them the result in a shorter, quicker amount of time. That's where you could charge a higher premium. So a lot of it we're doing is just being very hyper targeted on our outbound message to our basically prospects that people don't know us. One Mafia offer to one message to one to one person at a small low ticket or medium low ticket price point that's going to bring them in, and then you have your value ladder that's going to upsell them over the next 30 days, 3 months, year. That's going to continue to increase the lifetime value of the customer. Then Mafia offers, everything you're doing is crafting your offer, your sales pitch, every product you serve, even training your staff. Your staff, every staff is basically a salesperson. Every interaction, when they end the interaction with a customer, should technically end with a call to action or an upsell, basically. That's a lot of opportunity where basically at the very end, even new customers come in, having a pre-made template email and business card, not a business card, but like a business card size referral program, where saying, hey, by the way, thanks. At the very end, they're like signing out. Thank you so much for coming by, and you got Gregory, you got an amazing result. Would you like to give the gift that you got to one of your best friends or a coworker? And they're like, yeah, sure. All you have to do is enter your email here. We'll give you a pre-made template to just forward out. Or you could take here a stack of cards and pass them out to your friends. And each one that refers, pay them. Give them a kickback, referral. It'll be cheaper than running ads at the end of the day. Last thing we want to do, it works, is running ads, but there's more craftier ways that we can systemize a sales process and a script and a pre-made template and continue and systemize our referrals basically on our back end. I'm just going to jump to the productivity. Nice. All right. Before I switch, any questions about digital marketing, all of that in general, before I switch over to now the productivity webinar? Feel free to unmute yourself and ask any questions related to your business. You're like, John, how do I do this for my business? Awesome. So now part 2, we are going to talk about productivity. What are the productivity apps that we need to work smarter, not harder? And for that, let's start with, okay, let's work top down. And then I could go from there. Okay. I'm going to work from a framework where basically everything that we do online is using technology, either a computer or mobile phone. We need to use technology to manage both our personal life, work, and business. with technology, we usually don't get technology training to keep up with the newest gadgets, but there's Apple's always pumping out new gadgets. They're always pumping out new features and stuff like that. And it's always very hard to see to use the technology or gadgets to their maximum potential, because if you learn how to use the tools, they will unlock 100x productivity gains. What does that mean, John? 100x? That sounds ludicrous. For example, case study in one sentence or real short. Last night, I took Omer. Omer is a business owner that gives lectures and tours, and so he's always wanted to write a book. But writing a book takes months to do, hundreds, if not 1,000 hours, and also costs thousands of dollars if you want to start hiring a proofreader, you want to hire an illustrator, you want to hire someone to go through the process of actually publishing it and giving you the design and mock-up and the review, all of that. That's a $5,000 to $10,000 and 6 month to a year project minimum. So writing a book is a desire that everyone has always had, but has always been a challenge due to the uphill. So now you can technically write a book. So Omer, in 1 hour, I taught him how to use these tools that I'll show you these tools in a moment. In 1 hour, we wrote the book and illustrated it and designed the mock-up ready for marketing. We did all of that in an hour with no experience. And now just using what's more important is two parts: the right tools, the right apps, and then the right process, the right 3-step process, because all the tools have hundreds of features and they could do all sorts of different things and they could do this for you and that. I just need to do one thing reliably so that I can work faster in my career or personal life. So we're going to start from literally, this is mostly going to be awareness to let you know what are the areas that you can look at to maximize your productivity. Number one is going to be hardware, the literally computer that you use to do all the things, computer and phone. So number one is going to be iPhone and Mac, and it's not because of Mac versus PC kind of thing. You will be 100 times more productive just using the Mac as a platform because it streamlines so much different things, and then using your iPhone, moving data back and forth seamlessly. The technology isn't the barrier. When I did my training with Omer, he had a PC Windows. We spent the first 30 minutes wasted doing configuration in Windows. And I was like, oh, I definitely don't miss Windows. I'm so happy I still with Mac. So Mac, number one, is the computers and stuff that we use, we touch. That's number one. Number two, when I touch a computer, number two is not using your mobile phone to run or operate your business. Using everything off a desktop computer, not a tablet, but a desktop, not a desktop, but even a laptop, but a computer, because the functions on a app versus a tablet, you get all the functions, and then you can, so on a Mac, so this is the next one. So first, now we're getting into software. Every Mac, I believe, should have this software. This is Alfred. Alfred is your personal butler on Mac. He's going to say, I know all your bookmarks. I remember everything you've copied. And when you need them, you just ask for me, and I'm here to give it to you in a moment's notice. Because what I teach clients is not to use the mouse. Anytime you use the mouse, that wastes hours, actually wastes hours of productivity. I'm all about keyboard shortcuts real fast. Alfred allows me, so this is now this first hack that I'm going to show you will save you 8 hours every week. Done. And Alfred is like one time buy, it's like $49 or something, 49 or $59 or something like that. So one time and then you're done. Worth every penny. So I have Alfred installed, and this is the hack that I use. It's what I call teleporting. You have to travel to every website. You have to go to browser, you have to get the app, you have to log in, you have to go to this window, then that window, and then click to this menu, trying to get to any setting that you want. The hack is, if I have my Gmail, I summon Alfred by just tapping shift twice. I'm like, doot doot, and Alfred comes up with this nice little search bar anywhere on the computer. He knows all my apps. So if I click Gmail and I press enter, it will open up the app, go to that URL, and already automatically done. So that cut right there about 15 seconds of me going to browse that. So that just 15 seconds multiplied across every task. So that's where I could go to. So for example, I have Notion to manage my life. So I manage. So when I go to, I'm like, take me to that one Notion page. I just click today. And now this is my dashboard for managing my life and my business. Everything knowledge, everything I need to do, manage, know is just in this one single page. And that's all I have. And then I could go to my documents. I'm like, oh yeah, there's that file in my documents. Oh, here's a list of all my documents. And we just went to the place. We just teleported. So that's number one, too, teleporting. Alfred, also, Alfred has another superpower where if I press another key, I have like, we all press Command V for paste. I do Option V. This is now what's called clipboard history built into Alfred, where everything I've ever copied for the last 24 hours, everything from a picture to a text to a paragraph to a whole essay, is all remembered by Alfred so that I can summon it. I call it summoning from the past. To bring it back to when I need it. I'm like, oh yeah, 9 a.m. I copied this client's email. Shoot. Oh, let me go on my clipboard history. Let me search at, oh, there's the email. Okay, cool. Done. It's now my history, and I know done. You're like, what? And I'm like, I love that one. That's just cool. Even pictures and stuff. It does pictures. So I can do that. Pictures. I can't do it. But it'll do pictures and images. So that's Alfred. Software. Next one. This one's going to be the next cool. Otter.ai. Otter, we have basically communication and memory. This is what this solves. We talk to a lot of different people. We talk about a lot of different fascinating things, both in life and in business. It's all very important conversations. None of us are fast typers to type as to log the conversation. So what is a way that we can literally record a conversation, instantly transcribe it to text, and do it effortlessly? This is what Otter is going to help you. It's worth every penny. I think it's like $120 a year, something like that. What Otter is going to do, any meeting or even on your phone, when you enable it, it will automatically start recording the audio, literally the audio file of it, like a voice recorder. Then it will start transcribing in real time. You'll see your voice transcribing in text in real time. Then it will distinguish between multiple 5 different people on a table. You have a round table, put your phone in the middle, now everyone talks. It will distinguish all the different speakers. Then it's saved in your computer, and now you're like, great. Another example or use case is you just left the client's meeting, thought about a lot of great things, so you're driving home, your hands are busy, and you're like, I just need a secretary right now. Open up Otter, and then you could now just brain dump. It doesn't even have to be in order, just brain dump, blah, 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 blah. Captures it, you get home. The next thing you're going to give it to is ChatGPT. ChatGPT is going, if you're not using ChatGPT, your competitors are using ChatGPT, and they're working at 100 times more faster, easier, cheaper, leaner than you are. So, and 2023, over 500,000 people lost their jobs because they got replaced by just the version 1 of ChatGPT. They replaced low-end admins. They replaced even managers. IBM fired a whole C-suite. So that's how dangerous and important ChatGPT is. Mandatory to use. What are you going to use it for? How do you use it? The way to think of ChatGPT is basically the best college intern assistant that you could ever have. I'm not going to go to this college intern for like Google for Googling any information. He has some information, but not all the information per se. But he's really good at giving them tasks. So that's what I could give him, a command and a task, and he could crunch that task. And this is now what's called prompt engineering, but now it's like verbal programming, basically, where now you're literally programming the command, summarize this paragraph, and you're giving it some variables, some information, some text. Here's a transcription, and you press enter, and now ChatGPT will perform that task in a split second. And that's why. So basically, you're going to be using it for writing the book. And ChatGPT. Okay, so here's the game changer with ChatGPT. It's $20 a month, also for the monthly membership. The monthly membership is going to unlock two major features that are important for every business, every business. The feature number one is you get access to their higher, more sophisticated model. ChatGPT is getting a little lobotomized over time, but he's still functional as far as tasks. I just don't go for Google. He's too PC and useless for research. So you're going to get the newer model, which is really good. The other thing it's going to do is unlock the new feature called I don't know. It's like things like ChatGPT, not bots. They call them. They actually call them mini GPTs. Basically, what is this? This is the use case, and this is why this is a game changer. Very easily, you could that bot that you're chatting with in ChatGPT, he doesn't know your business, doesn't know your how you do business, how you do customers, how you fulfill. It knows nothing about local knowledge. It's missing that gap. So to fill that gap, you can create in ChatGPT their pro version, ChatGPT Plus. ChatGPT, let's see if I can log in. Also, this will demonstrate another pro tip or another software, password management. I have mandatory, you should be using some password manager, minimum mandatory. Second, if you want the best one, it's going to be 1Password. They use it on all the startups in Silicon Valley. It's super affordable. It's only like $3 a month or something like that, but it's cross-platform. You can use it. They have a family plan. Cross-platform, you get really secure passwords, super easy to remember. You only have to remember 1Password, and then like here, about 2 seconds. I literally just put my finger. Max said, "Oh, I recognize your finger. Here's 1Password." Great. 1Password said, "Hey, I recognize this website. You want this login?" Great. Done. And now logging in, which takes 2 minutes because I got to find the password. I got to look at my notes. I'm like, no, done. Everything is time. We're trying to, the whole purpose of productivity and hack is to actually use the computer as minimally as possible, so that you step up to the computer and get what takes you an hour done, what would take other people weeks and months to do. That's all we're doing, is reducing the time that we literally touch a computer to get what we need to get done, so that we can spend more time with work, family, and life at the end of the day. It's really reducing the technology so it's not as it's reliable for what we need it, but only certain use cases, so that we could work smarter, not harder. This is crazy. So these ChatGPT bots, you can create your own ChatGPT bot. Say, for example, I have here IRS bot. I had a question about the IRS. I don't want to read their hundreds of pages of documents. That is crazy. So ChatGPT bot allows you to upload files about your business, PDFs, CSV files are probably the most common. I've dumped entire libraries of PDF books into a bot, and then now that bot has local knowledge with the whole AI on the back end. So now I can ask that IRS bot, "Hey IRS bot, here's this specific question," and here it goes. Here's the answer. "Oh, what page is it on?" "Page 2. "Oh, great, thank you." I didn't have to read it. That is a wild superpower of like, wait, you could upload PDF documents and now turn ChatGPT into basically a little mini oracle that you can ask it questions. And even if you upload business knowledge, then it becomes the best business consultant, because it knows your business, knows your product, and even knows your sales data you could throw. So ChatGPT, that next one is going to be knowledge management. We need to manage words, files, images, PDF documents, and photos, basically 5 different media types that we need to manage, because we need to either put it away and store it because it's important, and then we need to quickly retrieve it when we need it. So we need a tool that's going to allow us to store it no matter what multimedia file or type it is, and I need a way to quickly retrieve it in a quick way to show me when I need it. That is going to be Notion. Notion is basically going to replace either your Google Docs, Apple Notes, Evernote, Trello. Basically, you're going to use it for 2 tools. I use it for project management. So for example, this one, Notion landing page or basically dashboard, this is my entire life. So I have all the tasks that I need to do. It's separated by client work, high, medium, low tasks. I have every document that I need all organized, and it's sorted by something that I touched recently. I have all my client files. I have tasks that I've completed if I need to bring back, and I have a backlog of things that to do maybe. And then I have a calendar that I could just move things around and plan months into the future. This one Notion page knows everything about my life, my Notion, everything cloned in my brain, because the game is, if it's important, store it, give it to Notion. It's like hot potato. It's how quickly can you get that important thought captured in the device as quickly as possible, so then you can retrieve it when you need it. That's basically what we're doing, is just quickly brain dumping an article or something, save it, and then we could quickly find it when we need it. For example, if I need Instagram hashtags because I do posting, this is also important for businesses. Actually, I'm going to do this. This is important for businesses just to adopt Notion, just so you could write out your SOPs, standard operating procedures, the step-by-step process. How do you do your marketing? How do you do your sales? How do you do your fulfillment? And how do you do your back-end administrative tasks? All those processes in your business, your operations, should be documented, systematized, and have training videos, so that if Sally falls ill, you could upskill another employee to perform at Sally's level, and all this new employee has to do is follow a checklist, follow a simple step-by-step process. So for example, when I train video editors to do content, I don't want to train them how to do DaVinci or to edit. So this is just a Notion page with key information, like here's those special keyboard shortcuts. These are only ones that you need to know. And then, hey, watch this 47-minute video and you'll know everything of how to edit videos. So it's just a screen record, but it allows you to take knowledge and transfer knowledge, so that your business doesn't skip a beat. I think that we'll pause there as far as productivity. Let's just review Mac, 1Password for password security, Otter for communication, capturing or capturing voice to text, Notion for knowledge management, and I think that's a good start right there. Yeah. So let's bring it to a landing page. That, in a nutshell, is basically the productivity and apps to use so that you can work smarter, not harder. And then at the end of the day, what I perform is just technology coaching. I could do one-on-one or group, and then pretty much take where you are today and your goal. Like I took Omer yesterday in 1 hour. He had the goal of wanting to write a book. So in 1 hour, taught him the tools, and he is now skilled. He's on a plane right now to literally, like, he's going to be editing and writing his book, and he'll have it done by the time he lands, which is wild. So I want to thank you so much. That's pretty good on time too. Nice. So I want to thank everyone.